What up YouTube, Nathan Heightz here. Welcome back to my channel where I share with you my best tips on home tattoo removal. So a few months back I posted a video demonstrating how to remove a tattoo from your leg using just salt and gauze, and since then I've gotten a whole lot of questions. Today I want to answer a few of those questions. I know there's a lot of you guys who are out there and who seem to think that I don't see your questions or that I'm simply ignoring you, but no, I'm not. And today I've compiled just about every question that I could find on that video. Now, I know there are more questions on a lot of the other videos, but this video is only going to be relevant to the questions that were posted on the actual tattoo removal video. So without further ado, I have the questions here on my iPad, and let's get right into it. So the first question from Kevin Essence: does this work for my asshole? I hope you don't have a tattoo on your asshole. Next question, La Reine de Sahara: is it possible for eyebrows tattoo? Now personally, I would not do this technique on anywhere that is visible. Personally, I would do it. I can't suggest it for anyone else. I know for myself I've had great results. If you want to see the results, go back and check out that video. It's now at over 75,000 views in a matter of a couple months, which is pretty good for this channel. But no, I would definitely not do it on your eyebrows. Not a good idea, because you will have scars there more than likely, and if it's on a part of your body that isn't visible, on a part of your body where the skin isn't so sensitive, like the face, the skin is so tight and sensitive, then fine, it's okay to risk. But if it's in the middle of your face, like, I would not risk it. Even myself, I used to have a lot of face tattoos. Some are still kind of visible. You can see that one. I have gone and received laser tattoo removal treatments, which I would also suggest you guys do the same. So the next question from Minnie: can you take a painkiller before doing this? LOL. I suppose you can take a painkiller before doing this. For those of you who don't know, I work in addiction recovery. That's actually my profession at the moment. I work in a rehabilitation center for drug addicts. So I definitely would not suggest that you take a painkiller beforehand, maybe some Tylenol or ibuprofen. Personally, I can put up with the pain. Maybe my pain tolerance is a little higher than some of you guys, but I really do think that a painkiller is not necessary. Okay, Minnie? So don't fall into addiction. Don't not put up with the pain. Honestly, if you can sit through the tattoo, you can probably sit through this salt scrubbing. So best of luck to you, and I hope you take my advice. Next, I don't know how to say this one, but K. Rao, IDDAA, and Betting King: what are the materials you write? Well, I don't think I wrote the materials, but if you're asking me if I can write them, the materials that I used are any plain old salt. Sea salt, just the white salt that you would use to season your meat, no pun intended, or just the basic kitchen salt, you know, the Epsom salt, any of that, doesn't matter. As long as it's not colored, as long as it's just a basic salt, okay? And then aside from that, I also use gauze, which would be the non-stick kind, and it comes in rolls. I wouldn't use the gauze patches. A lot of the times those actually stick to the tattoo. I made the mistake of getting those one time, and they're not the business. You want to use the non-stick gauze, okay? You can use that for scrubbing. Make sure it's sterile. It comes in a sterile pack. That way when you open it, you know that it's not going to have germs already on it, like from the factory or whatever. Next question. D. Versace: how many times did you do this? Well, I have done this technique on 3 separate occasions. The first time was years ago. I used to have a video on it, which I have since deleted. I really wish I would have kept it because it had a lot of views. The OG video was like 5 years ago, and that shit had like 500,000 views. It was amazing. But I've done it 3 times. The first time was on a tattoo on my upper thigh. I believe I have follow-up videos on my channel of it. And then the second time was on the eagle. And the third time was also on the eagle on my leg. So I've done 2 sessions on that one, albeit both sessions were over different areas of the tattoo. I never went over the same area twice. Okay. Get the guapo: I did this on my head behind my ear. it scabbed up, then I ripped it off, and there's still ink in my skin. Should I do it again? So this question is kind of relevant to the last question, or at least my response to the last question, and I would definitely think twice before doing it twice on any kind of sensitive area with the sensitive skin. If you did it once, you're gonna have to really be the judge of that. If it's dark and if it's scabbed, if it's really scabbed and like keloided, I would definitely not do it. But if you did it once and you give it some time, maybe a year or so to heal up and see where it's at, maybe then you can try again. But I definitely wouldn't do it back to back, because really you're just going to be damaging your skin and you might very well keloid it, okay? And that's something you want to avoid, especially if you are open-minded to the possibility of getting laser tattoo removal, because that laser tattoo removal is going to be very difficult if you have a big scar over your tattoo, okay? So be mindful of that. Next. Rama, R space A space M space A. Is this real? Why there is no blood coming out? So it's actually pretty interesting, but I believe what's going on is we are not completely scrubbing through every layer of skin down to the blood. It's very just a surface layer scrub, which really just shows that the blood is like directly under the next layer of skin. For those of you who don't know, we have multiple layers of skin. Each have different names. I'm not going to get into the science, but there's the dermis, the epidermis, and so on and so forth. I believe there's 5 layers of skin. Maybe there's 3. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a while. But I believe that's the reason that we're not going all the way down to the meat, which is why it's simply turning red and it's not actually bleeding through it. Now, if you wipe it, you will have some plasma on the napkin, but really it's not bleeding, and it's definitely not fake. So next question. Wouldn't it work quicker if you used the old piece of sandpaper? Same principle, but easier to remove the skin. So the main reason I wouldn't personally use sandpaper is because I mean, maybe this is just me, or maybe it's in my head, but I feel like it's not as sterile. I mean, like if I go and buy sandpaper, it's going to be from like the Home Depot or Lowe's or something, one of those home improvement stores, and those stores are dirty and dusty, and I don't want to use that on myself. So I feel more comfortable using salt. I feel more comfortable using the sterile gauze, and that is why. Next question, living the dream. Why don't you use sugar instead, so at least it won't sting? That is probably the most interesting question. Perhaps it would be a good experiment for a future video that I might try. For some reason, I feel like your tattoo would be more likely to get infected than if you use salt, although that might just be in my head. I'm not sure. It's worth a try if you want to do it at your own risk. But the salt method has been tried and true. It's an ancient technique, so I hear. So that is why I will stick with what is tried and true. Unless I am doing it for experimental purposes, which I very well might do in the future. But I'm not sure that it wouldn't sting either. I think it would probably still sting just because you are scrubbing your skin. Okay. Has this been patched by meme overdose? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, dude. Doesn't Valencia Argrave, doesn't the ink from tattoos get in your bloodstream? No, it actually does not get in your bloodstream. I suppose if you dug in, or your quote-unquote tattoo artist dug in extremely deep, then it would get in your bloodstream. But I'm almost certain that it wouldn't like cause a blood infection or anything like that. I know professional tattoo artists, as I mentioned earlier, they only go up to a certain depth. They don't go all the way down to the meat. It's just very surface level, just under a certain layer of skin, which is definitely not the last layer. So next question from Dave Montes. Bro, should I try an iodized salt instead of a sea salt? I already have my little tattoo on my wrist, but unfortunately some of my relatives get mad at all. Haha. So, haha, I guess you're from a different country or something and you say haha a little bit differently. Anyways, Dave Montes, I would say that it doesn't matter if you used iodized salt or sea salt. I've personally used both, and I haven't had trouble with either one. Same result. So I think you'll be fine no matter which one that you choose. So next, XIULI 1994 says, Vendez vous le produit avec le tatouage enlevé. I have no idea what that means, dude. I'm so sorry. So, on to the next set of questions. That was the first set. So, from B. Rizzle, question, would it help to get drunk first? I suppose it would help with the pain, although once again, I do not suggest that you drink or anything first. Honestly, it's not that painful and you can get through it. You can take some ibuprofen or some Tylenol and that should be fine. Also, if you do drink first, you are more than likely going to bleed. The reason is because when I used to work as a tattoo artist, I know it's common knowledge around the shop that if you drink, you bleed more. So I suppose it'd be the same with this, considering that tattoos and the salt scrubbing are theoretically supposed to be done at the same level of the skin. So you might get a little more messy, you might develop a bad habit. I wouldn't do it. So just deal with the pain, take some ibuprofen afterwards, you'll be alright. Next, taken by force. Why he removed the coolest tattoo he got. Honestly, I do not think that that is the coolest tattoo I have, although I do have a lot of ghetto-ass tattoos. I do have some pretty cool ones, like this portrait of Bob Marley here is pretty nice, right? I have a portrait of my daughter over here, which came out pretty good. This Sacred Heart here is actually pretty nice. It was done by my cousin, very good tattoo artist. I mean, I have a lot of other tattoos on my arm, which I actually like a lot. But yes, I do have some other tattoos that are cool, so thank you for the compliment. I just don't think that's the coolest tattoo I got. Next, Hobby Bobby. Would you get in with some sandpaper and then scrub with salt? LOL, speed it up a bit. Repetition, right? Same question, again, to speed it up. See, the thing about this process is it's not a fast process, so if you're looking for speed, then sure, maybe you might try a different technique. But this technique is one that's going to take some time, takes about 45 minutes, probably about half as long as you spent actually getting the tattoo. So just deal with it, sit through it, you'll get through it, don't worry about it. Next, Brooke Love 90. Can I do this on my eyebrow? Oh, another eyebrow tattoo. Don't do it on your eyebrow, please. Just get some tattoo removal. Usually if it's a tattoo on the eyebrow, it's not going to be that dark. Especially because your head and your face is always in the sun. So get a few sessions of tattoo removal to get it lightened, and then go and get some really good tattoos tattooed on your eyebrows from a very reputable shop with a lot of experience, or just put makeup. I know there's some women who can do the makeup really well. Next, Arkietha, Arkietha. Where is the final result? No updates? Yes, there are updates on my channel. Just look it up. The video update has the same exact title as the original video, except it says update in the beginning. Or maybe it's at the end, but it's on my channel. It's the most recent video before this one. So go check it out. Next, where's the aftermath video? Repetition. Same answer to the same question. So, and that was from Autumn Heckber. Now, Carrie Aldrich. I just got my tattoo done yesterday. Should I let it heal before I do this? Definitely. I would definitely wait and let it heal before you do that. Your skin is already going to be traumatized. You're already going to have significant damage, quote-unquote damage to your skin. Especially if you're not happy with the tattoo, chances are you didn't go to a reputable shop. So I would say definitely wait till it heals and then try the technique. If it's not in a visible area. If it is in a visible area, you'd probably do well getting some actual tattoo removal. So I believe we have one more question, and that question is from I'm out of ideas for names. So this guy is a long-time subscriber, so thank you for commenting on this video. I know you've been around for a while. I recognize your profile picture. Not sure what it is. I think it's like a possum, which happens to be like my favorite animal. Anyways, did you ever think about trying out tattooing with saline? It's basically the same concept, except you would break the skin with a needle instead of scrubbing it off to get the salt in. Seems like it would be less messy. So I think what this guy is saying is if I've ever thought about trying to actually do the tattoo over with saline or something of that nature, I'm not sure if he's asking if I should put salt in it too. So the way tattooing works, guys, when you do the shading, they have these wide needles, right, that are layered and spread apart, right? And sometimes they come with a curve, and these needles can kind of be used to fan open the skin. I know when you're really trying to pack color in, or if you're trying to do some very smooth shading, you're gonna tattoo the skin until it reaches like this sort of the same redness. Not exactly the same. It's actually a lot less than when you're actually scrubbing it, but I can see why someone would think something like that. Like you're loosening up the skin, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to put it. It's been a while since I really looked into it, but no, I haven't thought about that. I don't think it would work. I think it would just damage the tattoo. I think what's happening with this solid abrasion tattoo removal is you're actually scrubbing one layer deeper than where the tattoo would actually be, so that when it scabs, it comes off. So anyways, guys, if you guys have more questions or would like a part 2 to this video and would like more answers to your questions answered by me, I would be more than happy to provide you with that. Just leave your comments below, and hey, we'll see how this video does, and possibly in the future we will do more of them. So with that, I'll see you guys later. Nos vemos pronto, amigos, and subscribe to my channel, and paz.